Number 28, Cole Hill. Defense, number 12, Brady Carlock. Number 2, Jake Jensen. Goalie for the visiting Corpus Christi IceRays, number 30, Daniel Bieber. Head coach, Mike Lewis. Assistant coach.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and everybody listening on Hockey TV, as well as our audio-only YouTube live feed over on the Odessa Jackalopes YouTube page. My name is Michael Wazinski, the voice of the Odessa Jackalopes for this 2021-22 season, as they are eagerly awaiting a weekend series matchup against the Corpus Christi IceRays, who prior to yesterday were actually in 7th place in the South Division. However, Shreveport has recently been going on a tear as they have won their 5th game in a row. Their win streak had started since they had their 8th straight loss when they were swept at the hands of the Odessa Jackalopes a few weeks ago. So now the Mudbugs and the IceRays are tied with 24 points for 7th place in the South Division. So right now, Corpus still has a big mountain to climb to try to get into a top 4 playoff seeding spot. Again, the top 4 teams from each division go on to see postseason action, and there's 8 teams that call the South Division home. For the Corpus Christi IceRays, they are going with their third line of Zach Dill, the assistant captain, on the left wing. At center, it will be Jack Wadmacher. And then right wing will be Cole Helm, who actually leads the IceRays in penalty minutes with 94. He had one game of 25 and 2 separate games with 15, as he had 2 fighting majors in there. And then Brady Carlock on left defense, and right defense is Jaden Jensen, also an alternate captain, or also an alternate assistant captain. And in between the pipes, who the Jacks have not seen this season, because again, these two teams have only faced off against one another once this season, which is the fewest Odessa has gone up against a South Division rival. That was actually back on October 10th. It was at the tail end of a 3-3 series that the IceRays were hosting at their venue. But they saw backup netminder Stefan Carney, who was backing up Damon Beaver here in game number 1. Staff for the IceRays, head coach Mike Lisi and assistant coach Darius Radziszewski. As for your Odessa Jackalopes, they are going with the 4th line, as they have been recently, to start off a game. On left side, it will be Ryan Mansfield. To his right will be Ryan Kusler, and then on the right wing will be Tanyan Bejier. On defense, it will be Trevor Tallene and John Christian. Again, he also goes by Jack Christian. He does prefer that as well. And then in between the pipes for the 3rd straight game in a Jacks jersey is Alex Proctor, the Dallas, Texas native. Picked up both wins last weekend against the New Mexico Ice Wolves in a pivotal weekend sweep for the Odessa Jackalopes. They picked up 4 points. The final game went to a shootout, so the Ice Wolves did manage to get one. First place Amarillo sits with 36 points at the top of the South Division. Right behind them are your Jackalopes with 35. Right behind the Jacks are the Ice Wolves with 34. So the top 3 all separated by a point differential as well as a win differential too. However, the Jacks have played the most games out of the top 3 teams. The other team that has played the most games and is tied with them right now at 27 is this Corpus Christi squad. So at the conclusion of tomorrow's game, both teams will be at 29 games played. And then, of course, the Jacks have that New Year's Eve game to close out the season series against the El Paso Rhinos. That puck drop is scheduled for 7:15 p.m., and that will also mark the halfway point here of the regular season. The Corpus Christi IceRays enter this weekend's matchup 11-14-2. Again, with 24 points, they currently are on a 2-game losing streak after having been swept last weekend at the hands of the Amarillo Wranglers. And also, the IceRays had their teddy bear toss last weekend. They were able to score on both nights, but just 1 goal on each game for Corpus. They currently lead the South Division in goals allowed with 88. The Jacks lead the South Division in goals for with 85. However, Corpus can produce some goals as well, as they are right now 4th in goals for among the South Division teams. So they can find the back of the net at times, but they've had some big games go against them here during the regular season, which obviously has cost them in point differential. Corpus Christi is 4-6-2 while away from their home arena. The Jacks are 9-4-0-1. And as you will see when the Jacks take the ice, as they do now, minus the 6 that will get announced among the PA system here with the starting lineup. But the Jacks are back in black here at the Ector County Coliseum. Typically, in how things have been going on early in the season, white has been the predominant color for home teams across the North American Hockey League, and the darker jerseys have been used for away. Well, the Jacks have just been lights out in these black and red jerseys, as they are 4 home while wearing them on home ice, 10-4 overall here this regular season. And while wearing whites at home, Odessa is 2-3-0-1, 6-4-0-1 overall. You might think that there's about 2 games missing. Well, again, the Jacks did have a military appreciation weekend here at the Ector County Coliseum, where they did wear darker jerseys, but they weren't their typical ones that you will be seeing for this evening's matchup in Game 1. But they went 1-1 on that military weekend against the Amarillo Wranglers, who, again, they have a chance to pass in the standings. The Wranglers host their Teddy Bear Toss this weekend, as well as they have the Lone Star Brahmas, who are 4th place in the South Division, coming to Amarillo, Texas this weekend. So, but their games are Saturday and Sunday. So there's a possibility where the Jacks could have first place on Saturday if everything favors them and everything goes smoothly for them in these 2 games. However, depending on how Amarillo fares on Sunday, they could drop back down to 2nd. They cannot drop further past 3rd, however. Again, they have 35 points. The Lone Stars in 4th with 30. So they cannot drop and will not end the break below a 3rd positioning spot. But, of course, they would love to end it this weekend prior to the break with 4 points under their belt, and, of course, heading into, again, the holiday break on a strong note with one final game in the calendar year. We'll have the national anthem followed by the ceremonial puck drop here at the Jack Shack. A great performance of the national anthem just concluded here at the Ector County Coliseum. Officials for this evening's matchup, and again, it should be the same group tomorrow for game number 2, but here for game number 1, referee Hunter Mottinger, linesman Scott LaPoe, and James McQueston. Slapjack is in his Christmas apparel with his Santa suit on and obviously Christmas hat. It's ugly sweater night here at the Ector County Coliseum as I see some sweaters across the stands here. From my perspective in the press box booth, I have mine on, and tomorrow, quite possibly the biggest night of any team's regular season. Again, the Teddy Bear Toss tomorrow, 7:15. Still tickets available. It looks like a great filled out arena so far. I know people are still filing in from where I could see, but I know the team has been performing tremendously well as of late, currently on a 3-game win streak. 17, 9, 0, and 1, 35 points, and a possibility of jumping in to first place again here tonight with Amarillo and Lone Star not playing until Saturday and Sunday. So there's a chance and a lot on the line, but both teams obviously with the holiday break in the back of their head. I had spoken with head coach Scott Dewar quite a bit this week, especially prior to tonight's game, and just emphasized how important it is to block out that break and focus on the game at hand as the IceRays are going left to right from your vantage point on Hockey TV. It's broken up at the red line. They are in those cream-colored jerseys, which they, again, typically wear at home. Jackson, their black jerseys, as dumping it around the near side boards was Beaver. He's currently 8-9-2 this season, 20 games played, the Brooklyn, Ontario native. Between the pipes for the IceRays. The last time these two teams saw one another, it was a Sunday matchup on the tail end of a 3-3 for Corpus Christi, as that one deflects up and into the stands. So we'll have a whistle here in a neutral zone draw just 40 seconds into a scoreless game. But Dane Hoyard had a hat trick in that game. The final score read 5-2. Already line changes coming for both parties. Duclair will go up against Yuri Eliash. No relation to Patrick Eliash. Fired deep, kicked off the right corner, and actually Yuri Eliash's brother, 17-year-old brother, plays for the Green Bay Gamblers of the USHL. He's a goaltender for them. I'm sure there's a lot of competition in the Eliash household. As Devorny dumps it deep into the left corner. IceRays have it on the near side boards. The captain was able to get it forward and corralling it and working it out on a drop back pass for the IceRays as it rattles off the stanchion on the far side. It's whacked deep below the goal line for Orr to pick it up. Will fire it to Ahern. He's had the last 2 game-winning goals for Odessa as that one will go for icing against the Jackalopes. Again, another quick whistle here in period number 1. While the game-winning goal won't go in his stat category, as he has a 1 goal, 1 assist in his 5 games played in a Jackalopes jersey. He scored in game 1 on that power play 59 seconds in. As the Jackson went 1-for-1 on the man advantage. And they had that first shootout attempt. And that was the only one they needed as a rifling shot was fought off by Proctor from Foglia. And he turned it over in the Jack zone. Pass it forward off the skate of Ahern. Picking up his Orr. He'll sling it off the half wall. And chasing after his Foglia. The goal light is continuously going off behind Beaver. And they seem to have finally gotten it off. Now as play is continuing between the blue lines. It's softly played deep by Foglia. It's to the right of Proctor. And it's dug out and played near side to Liam O'Hare, who is in his first game since November 26th. Missed the last 6. But he's currently riding a 3-game point streak. Foglia after it on the far side. Bodied by Manzo. It's broken up. He has it from the right circle. He fires a high shot that's paddled aside by Beaver. And Karam's off the right corner. Directly to the left of Beaver. And played over to the near side. 17-15 left to go here in period number 1. Still a scoreless hockey game here from the Ector County Coliseum. Shots are tied at 1 apiece. Chasing after it is Christian. He tries to angle away Michael Casey from the frozen rubber, and a heavy hit thrown in the right corner. Play continues on. Getting to it is Stepan Kuznetsov. My player to watch for the Corpus Christi IceRays as Good races after it. Along the left wing wall, fire one that's caught in and out of the glove of Beaver. However, he'll pick up the loose puck for a whistle with 16:45 left to go here in period number 1. Offensive zone draw for Odessa. The glove side of Beaver, his right, our left. One back by Odessa. Top of the point for Bankier, who fires one right into that IceRay logo on Beaver's jersey. So another offensive zone draw from the same spot as it was just a few seconds ago. Again, crowd still pouring in here at the Jack Shack. We are expecting, hopefully, a bigger crowd on hand tomorrow as well for, again, one of the most important games of the season, as we are expecting to see hundreds, if not thousands, of teddy bears on the ice. And Good will twirl one on to Beaver, who pushes it over to the far side boards. And it's played out by Corpus Christi. At the red line, turnover both ways, and the IceRays have it on the far side. With it is Zach Dill. And get it onto Proctor's net, who covers it up pretty quickly. And a little altercation between Devorny and number 17, Jack Wanamacher. Players separate, nothing comes of it. Offensive zone draw for Corpus Christi. And the left circle of the Jackalope zone, taking it for the IceRays, is Yuri Eliash. To the right of Proctor, wearing new pads. They win it back to the blue line. Momentarily stayed on the side by Foglia. And working a deep moment for a second with Nathan Butler, but he was stripped of the puck. And is playing it forward are the Jacks. They leave it from Mansfield. Top of the right circle. Let's see. Maybe trying to find Orr on a redirect, but it was tipped up into the safety netting by Beaver for a halt to play. Just over 4 minutes gone here in period number 1. 5 shots registered for the Jackalopes, 2 for the visiting IceRays. Who are tied with the Shreveport Mudbugs, who are quickly turning a page here at the tail end of 2021. When they last saw Odessa, they were on an 8-game losing streak after being swept. Since then, swept Amarillo, picked up another sweep the following week, and beat Wichita Falls the other day. 5-game win streak for the Mudbugs, the defending Robertson Cup champions. It's kicked back out to the near side, or whips it across for his defensive partner, Connor Kuitt. Jacks enter, far side. They're muscled off the puck as Corpus Christi has it as they slide it near side to Butler. He's being watched by Tallene. Stripped of the puck was Eliash, but they are able to work it back to the defense as they feed Butler along the left wing wall, and he fires it deep. Off the end wall, it will be played by Proctor. At the half wall, IceRays have it. They get it loose to the top of the left circle. A man on the near side. Back door pass is denied as it was tipped just wide of Proctor. Jaden Jensen trying to find a teammate on the far side. Just moments ago, as Ahern tries to finesse his way past 2 IceRays players. Corpus Christi player has his stick dislodged from his hands. Wanted a call, doesn't get it. Christian at the top, they throw it on net, it's loose! And sprawling out to make the save was Damon Beaver. Corpus Christi with 9 2001 players here in action in game number 1. That is roughly about half the roster eligible to play. And you play with about 21 skaters and, of course, maybe an extra forward or defenseman. As for the Odessa Jackalopes, they have 6 players born in 2001 that are in action here. So the youth of this Jackalope squad, with how great of a season they're having so far, is obviously going to spell good things to come for this team for quite some time. As it plays off the backside of the net, O'Hare will send it into the right corner. Tallene seals his body up against the wall on the far side. Now the puck is held against the yellow trim. 14-10 left to go here in period number 1 of a 0-0 game. Almost a big open ice hit from O'Hare onto Kevin O'Keefe. And trying to throw a hit on the far side right in front of his bench was an IceRay player. That was number 26, Brandon Rourke. As he flew back first into his own bench. He is okay. Headed off for a quick change. And is lobbing it deep with the Jacks. They're trying to regain puck possession from the left corner with 13:35 left to go here in the opening period. IceRays turn it over as they just exit their zone, as Good has to spin it back to Devorny. Devorny sends it cross ice to Tallene. Or my apologies, to Bankier, that defensive group. It was tipped, so no icing is called. Almost breaking it up was Hughes on the far side. With it is Helm. Helm gets around one man. He's below the goal line. Tries to play it out in front, and it will just slip past Proctor's net. Devorny sends it near side to Yates. Jacks are offside. Good gets past the red line and fires it deep. Changes coming on the fly for both squads as Foglia has it along the near side wall. Over 7 minutes elapsed here in period number 1. Trying to turn the Jets the other way were the Jacks. They were negated right at the IceRays blue line as Foglia still is stick handling with it as he gets a pass off to Helm, who heads right to the bench after playing it back to the defense, and they spring an IceRay player on the far side. They try to twist it back to Butler from Curtis and denied by the defense. As Orr throws his hit on Butler as he whipped it around from right to left. Butler stick lifting. Kusler along the near side. Kusler gets the puck back only for a split second as it will trickle back up top to Mansfield. He's got numbers trailing him. Mansfield enters first. He'll leave it back. Top of the right point. They fire one. Blocked aside by Beaver. That was off the stick of Connor Kewitt. Now numbers the other way for the IceRays, broken up by Begier. He'll enter first this time. He fires one on Beaver's net and covers that one up with no rebound to come. 11:54 left to go here in period number 1. Still a scoreless game here from the Ector County Coliseum. Yeah, thank you for tuning in on Hockey TV or on our audio-only YouTube live feed here for this South Division action between 7th place, or tied for 7th place, Corpus Christi, and sole possession of 2nd place, your Odessa Jackalopes. Tipping it well past the red line was Dylan Wild as it is kept alive on the far side. They throw it right over to a waiting Nick Ahern, who feeds Duclair. He couldn't handle it. Wild goes the other way. Again, they lose it on an attempted zone entry. Duclair has it far side. He'll tuck the shoulder, pivot right in. His shot will deflect high and into the left corner. Saved by Beaver, gloved down by the IceRays. The most shots in the first period for the Jacks this season was 18, and that came in the lone game that these two teams have played one another. Across, they fire one off the stick of Christian, who floated it wide, and he'll head right to the bench to send on a new defensive unit. As Ahern was stripped of the puck from the right circle and out the other way, the IceRays go as they look for a dumping change themselves, as Dylan Wild will just put it into the end wall. Tallene will wait for Devorny to settle it up, as now he'll send on Devorny's defensive partner, Charlie Bankier. Everything seems to be set up. Devorny brings it out behind Proctor to the near side. Getting the... Well, interestingly enough, Lapau, it looked like, was waving it off. James McQuestion, the other linesman, caught it for an icing against Odessa. I thought maybe O'Hare got a little piece of it just at the top of Corpus Christi's blue line. Apparently not. So it's an offensive zone draw for the IceRays on the far zone to the blocker side of Alex Proctor. Send all the way back up top. They fire one. That reaches the safety netting for a halt to play. Noah Ruprecht was in that lone game against Corpus Christi. They allowed 2 goals. And again, Dane Hoyer with that hat trick. He has the only hat trick this season for Odessa. Sent all the way back aggressively from the offensive zone draw win by Corpus, all the way back out to the neutral zone, so they have to regroup as they lop it deep towards the left of Proctor. It rattles off the glass. Backhanded forward by O'Hare to Manzo, who will push it to the right side. They fire one that deflects off a stick and back into the safety netting for a halt to play. Proctor is currently 11th among goalies, as he has a 2.40 goals against average. He's 14-5-0-1 this season. Damon Beaver has the 4. He is 8-9-2 this season. He's seen a lot of action in the IceRays jersey as they send it from zone to zone. Retrieving it is Evan Orr. He'll fire a pass near side to Good. He's able to get around one man. He'll pick it up from the logo. And he'll dance around the opposition. He'll enter first along the near here in the opening period. Still 0-0 as a hand is raised. And slashing is probably going to be the cause. It is denoted from Hunter Mottinger. And this is against the Odessa Jackalopes number 22, Emerson Good, as there was a broken stick in Corpus' zone. So the first power play will go to the visiting team as the Jacks head on the Kenner Printing penalty kill with 9:46 remaining here in period number 1. The IceRays have the second worst power play in the North American Hockey League at 11%. Actually, the Jacks have been so dominant penalty kill that they have actually not allowed one in their last 20 penalties, and in the last 3 weeks, ever since Shreveport was in town. And that game number 1. But obviously, new game, new team. They're trying to send it from high to low. It was broken up by Evan Orr, as it will follow the yellow trim to the near side. Sending it deep is Dill. They tried to feed it back up top, and unfortunately unable to get it was Carlock. So they have to regroup deep from their own zone. 9:10 left to go here in period number 1, with 1:25 left to go, and Emerson Goods slashing minor. From the left circle, a shot is saved by Proctor. The rebound is loose, and 2 IceRays players go down. It hits the linesman, and it's retrieved by Mansfield. Mansfield tries to dance around one IceRay player as he's the lone soldier in for Odessa, as he's hemmed in the left corner of Corpus Christi zone. 3 IceRays watching him as he was trying to just kill off more time. They finally win the board battle with under a minute left to go on the power play. Mansfield swipes at it and gets back to the defense, and the firing team was Jack Christian. 4 new skaters on the ice for the Odessa Jackalopes in their black and red jerseys. They snap a near side pass to Helm. We'll fire it around. Proctor comes out the plate. Bankier swipes at it, and back up top it's held in by Rourke. A shot block out in front, and a backhander is denied. As into the left corner it goes for Begier. And he fires it 200 feet the other way with just 15 seconds left on the Kenner Printing penalty kill for the Odessa Jackalopes, as Emerson Good is anxiously awaiting to get back out and rejoin his squad as they fire a low shot fought off by Proctor. The rebound is out in front. It's backhanded as it dribbles back up top to Rourke. Now from the left circle, a shot finds the boards and is played out by Good. He'll remain on the ice as he finds Kusler. Kusler from left to right, he fires one just wide of Beaver. Another successful penalty killed off by Odessa. There are some Corpus Christi fans in attendance here at the Ector County Coliseum, just off to my left side, as Duclair is fighting with Eliash along the far side. Ahern tries to dangle it past Butler, and with some help they get it deep. Actually deflects off of Beaver. And they apply forecheck below the goal line. Corpus Christi has it, as they try to send a near side pass that catches Curtis. He's met by a hit from Orr, and it will be picked up by Odessa on the far side. Played back for Orr to settle things up defensively. 6:40 left to go here in period number 1. 0-0 is the score. Shots are 9-7 in favor of the Jackalopes. As Kuwait has to turn back the other way. Ward looks to fire it north. He put a lot of heat on it. Bounced right off the skate of Ahern, who sends an IceRays player down to the ice, and that will be a call against Odessa. Cross-checking is the call against the Chicago, Illinois native, Nick Ahern. So back to the Kenner Printing penalty kill. The Jacks go here with 6:23 left to go in period number 1. As he sent a Corpus Christi player right down to the ice. Offensive zone draw for the IceRays. In the left circle of Odessa zone. That's their second power play here already in period number 1. They win it. Back up top to the left point. They send it now below the goal line. Back to the left circle. A shot catches the end wads on the backside of the net. Colleen in after it. He's got 3 IceRays around him. Coming away with it is Merkley, one of the assistant captains. They send it back up to the top of the point. Now they find it across. They fire one, and stretching out to make the save was Proctor. Wanmacher will send it to the near side. It's played back up top. They try to get a stick on it, and that one's rifled wide. As an IceRays player goes awkwardly into the end boards. He pops back up and will retrieve his stick as the puck is played right at his feet. Colleen right back after it for another opportunity to throw his body weight around. As Mansfield will throw it off the glass and all the way down. It dribbles into the corner. Players coming together right in front of Odessa's bench. And that's number 15, Charlie Merkley. And Ryan Kelly. Not disengaging for quite some time, so play was blown dead. Just 66 seconds left to go. Here on the Kenner Printing penalty kill for the Odessa Jackalopes, and it looks like they're going to send both parties. It looks like we have a cross-checking call and a roughing call. The roughing call, I think, will be going against Kelly. Cross-checking against Charlie Merkley. With 5:28 remaining in this scoreless hockey game. Just offsetting minors. So still 5-on-4 hockey, but it is an offensive zone draw for the Jacks. They win it back up top. Devorny with it. And it's twirl it down below the goal line. Foglia with it. Tries to get away from O'Hare. As he sends it to Brandon Rourke. He passes it near side to Helm. He's passed around line deep. Players come together towards the right of Proctor. It's played out and an opportunity for a breakout by the Jacks. As it's shoveled the other way, O'Hare is onside. But it's paddled to the corner by Beaver. O'Hare still stick handling with it to the left of Beaver. He gets a pass off. Purdy with it, shovels one backhand into the right glove of Beaver for the whistle. Great work while down a man by the Jacks to get that shot off. That puts them at double digits already with 4:47 left to go here in period number 1. 24 seconds left before Ahern can get back out of the box, and we go back to even strength hockey here from the Jack Shack. Offensive zone draw for Odessa. They lead the league in shorthanded goals with 8. Jensen with it. He sends it off the end wall. Played back out in front, broken up to the far side boards. As chopping at it was Duclair. They send it back up top to Jensen. He'll fire a blast that's smothered by Proctor in the left glove. What a save by him as that was rifled by the 6'4", 216-pound Illinois native from just above the right circle. And we go back to 5-on-5 hockey with 4:22 remaining here in period number 1. Eliash to take it up against Hughes for this near side draw in the Jack zone. Hughes will brush it back to the corner. Fighting with Eliash Azor. Ride him into the boards. Puck bounces loose over to the half wall on the near side, and it's flung all the way up and actually out of play. So we have a whistle here with 4:02 remaining now in period number 1. Changes are being made by the Jackalopes, offensively and defensively. As the draws to the glove hand of Alex Proctor. Odessa sends it to the corner. Kusler fires it around. And it's played to Bezier. Overskated it by a step. Kusler back after. He knifes it below the goal line. Tallene sends it off the boards. Mansfield cross ice to Kusler right in front of his bench. And he'll just sweep it deep. As coming out the plate is Beaver. It will roll on its edge all the way back to the top of the red line. And it's sauced deep by Tallene. Applying the pressure, there's Mansfield. Now Kusler in after it. Near side, they turn it over. Mansfield from the slot. His shot is saved by Beaver. Christian with it. They'll fire it deep again, allowing the Jacks to apply some more pressure on this team that's tied for 7th in the South Division. IceRays come away with it. Left circle, they send it out in front and get a tip past Proctor. They scored the game's first goal. Nathan Butler gets a redirect out in front to make it 1-0 Corpus Christi with 3:09 remaining here in period number 1. From the ensuing puck drop after Butler's goal. And will be played from the right corner of the Jacks end. O'Hare with it. Long stretch pass. Doesn't connect. Nice player wipes out next to Manzo. It's sent back up top. A firing shot. Catches a body in front. Devorny rifles one. And it stays wide of Beaver and all the way out back to the center ice line. It will be played. Bankier having his pocket picked by the opposition as it sits right in front of the Jacks bench. And it's shoveled deep for a quick dump and change for the visiting Corpus Christi IceRays, who lead 1-0 here in game number 1. O'Hare will tip it. And 3-on-2 for Corpus Christi on the far side. They have it top of the left circle. But it stayed well wide of Proctor. IceRays come away with it. Now from the right circle they fire one and hit a body in front. And Proctor goes down. The puck actually was up by the safety netting. An IceRay player was right at the top of the crease. That was number 15, Charlie Merkley. A few players lost sight of it after the deflection. It was redirected from Merkley from a teammate at the top of the right circle as it stayed wide of Proctor. 2:05 left to go here in the first period. Shots are even 10 apiece. IceRays, however, lead 1-0. Kept alive at the top of the right point by Carlock. That's now possessed on the far side by Duclair, who tries to turn on the Jets. IceRays have it on the far side. They sent a quick touch pass. That was negated. And out the other way the Jacks go. Duclair racing in. They get a shot off and a follow-up doesn't go. As there was a penalty called against Corpus Christi for hooking. But it looks like there won't be a penalty shot to come for Chris Duclair. Hooking against the IceRays with 1:37 remaining. It's going to go against Carlock. It's the first Jersey Mites man advantage for Odessa here this evening. An opportunity to tie things up here in period number 1 of game 1. Before heading into the first period intermission, Odessa wins it back up top. And send it from far to near. Purdy with it. Back out and cross to Ahern. And could not go tape the tape. Ahern with it again, and his shot will trickle through the traffic. Down low for Duclair back over to Ahern. Ahern head fakes. Will twist it back up top to Bankier, who keeps it alive. Ahern with it. Far side half boards. Ahern down low. Out in front. They try a quick shot off, but it is broken up by Corpus Christi and all the way back out for Bankier to regroup. 60 seconds left to go here in period number 1 as the Jacks trail 1-0. Ahern enters on the far side. Ahern waiting dangerously at the top of the point. He gets it low. Send over to Perdian. He touches it to the opposition, and it's rifled deep as Proctor comes out to settle it. Odessa with it. 30 seconds left to go here in the first period of 3. They send it to the right wing for Talley, who muscles his way down into the right corner. The fours collide directly behind Beaver, and it's chipped off the half wall and all the way back down into Odessa zone. Just 15 seconds left to get. And play it back to Devorny, who's across the red. He sends it up for Talley on the far side, and an unsuccessful entry as it was broken up by Jack Wanamacher. And the horn sounds, ending the first 20 minutes of play. There will be 24 seconds of carryover power play time for your Odessa Jackalopes as they head into the first period